Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about a new brand, or at least new to me, called Jade Cosmetics. They're based over in Israel, and they had reached out to me a couple of weeks ago and asked if I wanted to try some of their products. And of course I said yes, because after I took a look at their website, I really was impressed by how all the products looked. They have a huge range of different things to choose from makeup to skincare, and everything just looked so high-end. In a way, it reminded me of Dior or Chanel. Really like nice packaging and beautiful color selections, and the prices are not that high, which is great. They're kind of more in the mid-range, a little higher than drugstore, but not quite high-end either. And they also did give me a coupon code for you guys to save 20%. It's Gen20. I'll put it up on the screen and also down in the description box in case you are interested in any of the products I talk about in this video. It's not an affiliate code. I don't make any money off of this. This is also not a sponsored video. They just literally reached out and asked if they could send me some products, and would I mind trying them out. So I've had the products for a couple of weeks now, and I've been testing everything out, so this is not a first impression. I'll be able to give you guys my true thoughts on everything. So why don't we go ahead and jump in and get started. All right, so the first product I want to talk about is the Glow FX Luminizing Perfecting Cream. So this is actually part of their skincare line, so it's priced a little bit higher. It's at $55, and this claims to be a luminous tone perfecting cream designed to blur, even, and enhance the skin for a rejuvenated, youthful, and radiant complexion. It has brightening agents in it, and it's supposed to impart an instant rosy glow with pearl particles to revive the complexion's natural radiance. It has vitamin C to combat free radicals. It also is formulated with something called Lycoskin Defense, which is an innovative antioxidant active. It also has a compound extracted from tomato stem cells to protect the skin from pollution and improve the brilliance of your skin. So this is kind of a two-in-one product. It's your moisturizer, but it's also kind of like an illuminating primer. It gives the same effect as something like the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter. I put this on before my makeup, and it really does give a beautiful glow and luminosity to the skin. And the glow that you get from this is actually pretty intense, which is good and it's bad. It's something that for me, I don't think I would wear on its own, because if I went outside wearing this, I would probably look very, very sparkly and kind of like I was a cast member in Twilight or something. But under foundation, it's beautiful because it does have enough glow to kind of peek through. So that's why, and I don't know if you can see this on camera, but if you look like at my forehead, you can see like my skin just looks very dewy and glowy, and having the foundation on top definitely takes it down several notches. So I think this is a beautiful product. I also think it was super hydrating on my skin. It felt really nice. Even though I have dry skin, I think it hydrated perfectly. So I've really been enjoying this cream so far. I also wanted to mention that this one is made in Switzerland. Next up, let's talk about foundation, and they have several different ones on their website to choose from. This one is the Idyllic Moisture Rich Long Wearing Foundation with SPF 30, and I got mine in the shade Warm Ivory, and I think this one is probably a little too yellow for me, but it was really hard to tell on the website which color I should choose, and I don't think the shade range is that large, so I kind of just had to make it work. But I really like the description of this because it claims to be an exceptionally smooth, long-wearing foundation that combines intensive skincare benefits. It has firming polymers and exclusive pigment coating technology that's supposed to smooth away imperfections while erasing the signs of fatigue and blend seamlessly with the skin for a perfectly uniform complexion and total comfort throughout the day. So I love the sound of that, because usually long-wear foundations like Estee Lauder Double Wear can be really drying on my skin. So the fact that this was a moisture-rich version of a long-wearing foundation, I thought that sounded really interesting. It did claim to be sheer to medium coverage with a satin finish. I would definitely agree with the satin finish, but I think it was a little bit more high coverage than a sheer foundation would be. I was expecting something very light, and this one is actually a little bit more thick and creamy. A little bit goes a long way. I found that it actually had really good coverage. I would say solid medium, almost medium to full. And for me personally, I like a sheer foundation these days, because I feel like the older I get, the more that these heavier foundations tend to look aging on my skin. And up close, it really looks like I have makeup on. If I look at myself from far away with this, I think my skin looks beautiful. But when you get up close, I'll show you some pictures really quick, I think it looks very makeup-y. Like you can tell that I'm wearing this. On a positive note, this is very hydrating and creamy, and it also didn't cling to any dry patches, which is a good thing. And I think, because I applied it with my fingers this time, this is what happens. But if you apply it with a damp beauty sponge, it shears it out a little bit, and it looks a lot better and less heavy on your skin. So I just wanted to show you guys what it looked like this way in case you do apply foundation with fingers or a brush, but just keep in mind if you want a little less coverage, I would definitely go for a beauty sponge with this. I think this is a really long lasting foundation. It lasted on me until I went to bed at night every time I wore it. So it is really, really good for that. And like I said, it is very hydrating and it never made my skin feel dry. So it lives up to its claims in that way. I think for me, I just probably was expecting something a little bit more sheer based on the description. And these thicker, more like medium to full coverage foundations aren't really my thing these days. So for me, it's more of personal preference than that this formula failed me, because it really does live up to its claims at the end of the day. Next up, let's talk about this concealer. It's actually not technically a concealer. It's called the Rich and Moist Radiant Highlighter, and it comes in a little pen. It reminds me so much of YSL's Touche Éclat. It's very, very similar. It's super smoothing on the skin. I actually love this so much. I have it in the shade 11 Classic Beige, and this gives a little bit of a peachy tint to it, so it's great like under your eyes to hide any kind of darkness. It almost color corrects, but it has the smoothest finish. It really looks like nothing on your skin. It melts in and is super seamless. So if you're looking for something very hydrating for your under eye area, this is definitely awesome. The only thing I'll say is this is the lightest shade that it came in, and it's definitely not light on my skin. It's almost a little bit darker than my skin tone. So for my skin tone, I couldn't use this to highlight with because it's a little bit darker, but I absolutely love using it to color correct under my eyes. So it's not an issue because I'm just using it for a different purpose. And I think it's absolutely great for that. Plus, this is so weightless that you can layer it underneath your concealer and not feel like you're putting too many products under your eyes, because it really just disappears into your skin, yet it kind of gives you that layer of color correction. It's not going to hide much. It's not really going to act as a concealer, so just keep that in mind. I do tend to layer this and then put a concealer on top just because it doesn't give a lot of coverage, but the peachy tone that it has really helps to take away the darkness, which is awesome. The next product is the Velveteen Eyeshadow Palette, and this is such a cute little palette. It's a 9-pan. It has really small, tiny pans, but they're easy enough to get a brush in, and I can even get my finger into them if I do want to use my fingers like for a lid shade, so it's totally fine. But I love how small and travel friendly this is. It comes in several different options. This one is called the Spice Rack, and I thought this was so beautiful for the fall time. And these palettes are made in Italy, and they're actually magnetic palettes as well. I know sometimes I get questions on those. These are magnetic pans, and this formula is absolutely incredible. I was so blown away by the smoothness of the shadows. Both the mattes and the shimmers are fantastic. The mattes have this really silky, blendable texture that is just perfect. They're so easy to blend out. And the shimmer shades are really buttery and really creamy, but they're smooth. They're not the type that are flaky or they have fallout going everywhere. So I had a lot of fun playing with this palette. I did kind of like a deeper, smokier look today using the green in the palette and then like the really deep brick red for my outer corner. And I just didn't have any trouble whatsoever using this palette. And I think it was just a pleasure to work with. So I really enjoy this one. I would definitely pick up some more shades. I also wanted to try one of their mascaras. So this one is called Extremity Full Volume Mascara. This one is made in Germany, and this one has one of those brushes that kind of has like the hard plastic bristles, but it's not super spiky, so I didn't find it uncomfortable to use. And it claims to be an all-in-one mascara that builds, stretches, sculpts, and thickens lashes for an extreme full volume effect. That's always what I'm going for when it comes to mascara. I love that false lash look. It also claims to be enriched with ceramide A2 to protect the lashes and enhance their volume, shine, and shape. It's paraben free, and it also claims to be a smudge proof formula, which is 100% true. I didn't have any issues with this smudging under my eyes, and I love the volume that this gives. It's a really, really good mascara. I thought it was awesome. All right, next up we have the Selfie Blush and Highlighter Trio. So this has 2 different blushes and then a highlight up here. I love the colors in this one. This one's called the Power of 3. They have 2 different versions. One is a little bit warmer, and this one kind of has like a warmer peachy tone blush, but it also has a cooler one, which I'm wearing on my cheeks today. And then it has this beautiful light pink highlight. So I'll show you guys some swatches and take a look at that highlight. Again, it has that super smooth formula that the shimmer eyeshadows have. It's so amazing, and I'm not a highlighter person, but I love how smooth and just perfect this one is. Also, the other two blushes have a matte finish, and I really enjoyed those as well. The one thing that I'll mention though is these are incredibly pigmented. So a little bit goes a very, very long way. I put a little too much at first, and I had to really work to kind of blend it out. So just be careful of that if you do buy this palette. But another thing I just wanted to mention is the shape of the pans, because it looks like they're a little bit skinny, but I used like my small Persona blush brush, and I find that it fits perfectly into the pans. I didn't have an issue, you know, dipping into the wrong one or getting like a different color on it. So I think if you use a blush brush that's about this size and not something that's like ginormous, you'll be totally fine with that. And also I thought these were extremely long lasting blushes as well. I think it helps that they're so pigmented because they really lasted on my cheeks, again, like almost the entire day until I was taking my makeup off at night, and I'm like, wow, my blush actually still looks really good. And also, I don't know if I mentioned, but this one is also made in Israel. And then the last thing I got is the Crystal Lights lip gloss in the shade Rhodonite. And this one actually has lights that are inside the cap, so you can see if you're putting it on and the lighting isn't that great, it kind of helps a little bit. It also has a mirror on the side of the tube, which is really cool. And just on the go, if you need to reapply your lipstick, it makes it super easy. And this is incredibly pigmented. It's full coverage like a liquid lipstick, but with the feel of a gloss. So it has the shine, and it's super, super comfortable. It's not going to be transfer proof though, like a liquid lipstick would. So it's like a gloss in that way. But if you love a gloss with tons and tons of color and shine, this is absolutely beautiful. The formula is also not sticky. It's very smooth and silky. It has a vanilla scent, which I really like as well. And I think this color is so beautiful and perfect for fall. And I don't know if I mentioned, but this one is also made in Israel. All right, guys, so that's all I have from Jade Cosmetics. I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. If you've ever heard of Jade Cosmetics before, or if you are thinking about trying anything. I always love chatting with you guys and hearing your thoughts. And also, if you are planning to purchase, please don't forget about the coupon code. It'll save you 20% off your order. Thank you guys so much for watching and hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And also, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. Thank you guys, and I will see you all in my next video. Take care. Bye.